All right, aloha friends. Brian Gossett with GM Sports Media. It's another episode of Game Time with the Goss. We're powered by Grey Wolf Promotions. And my guest today is Brewer volleyball coach Jill Barkey. She's got her Brewer Bears in the playoffs, first time in 26 years, 1999. And they're getting ready to take on Argyle in the bi-district round. So, Jill, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what was that feeling like? Last regular season game. All you had to do was win and you're in. You played Fossil Ridge, who you had previously lost in the first round of districts, but you came back and you won in 4 sets. Just take me through that match point and that feeling.
I mean, yeah, it was that I don't know how much, well, nobody, unless they were there, doesn't know about how that last match went, but we came from behind. We started out that set down 11-2. And then at one point in the game, I want to say it was 19-12. And we ended up coming back to win that fourth set, 25-22. So it was quite the fight that my girls had to put up to get that. And actually, all my kids at school today have been joking with me about how I need to work on my vertical because the video of us after we got that last point of me jumping up and down was apparently underwhelming. But yeah, I mean, I can't, the excitement and when you are at a place for 4 years, you expect some things to start to happen and to start to change and to turn the tide and the culture of a program around. And so it was a great feeling for me and for the kids. And, these girls have done something that nobody's done in quite some time. So it's a big mark that they're leaving, here for the girls that are going to come after them.
Yeah, also, you guys are up to, I think, 21 wins. It's been a long time since Brewers won 20 in a season, so just great accomplishments there. You finished the season strong. I think you guys were maybe 2-5 to start district play. Then you won four of the last five. I don't know what could you see something change there over the last 5 games?
Well, we really just started, practices became a lot more intense because we knew we had left ourselves in a hole going into the second round of district. And we focused a lot on mental toughness. That was a big factor and something we talked about pretty regularly as we went into different drills or whatever. So I think just talking through that stuff for some of the girls, um, helped them on the court mentally, as did the intensity we kind of added into the practices for the second round. So
Looks like you have a large senior class, 9 seniors.
big class.
You know, talk about what they've meant for this program and the success this year, as well as just getting to go out their senior year with the playoff appearance.
Yeah, it's a special group for me because this is my fourth season here at Brewer. So they were freshmen whenever I started, and they all played together their freshman year, so that they had a successful freshman year. And just watching them grow, this is my biggest class of girls that also play outside of school. So I can tell that that plays a huge role, and so that's something I'm trying to, encourage other girls in the program to, hey, where we're at a big school. These are things we have to do outside of the season, in order to make things happen. And it's just a really dedicated group of girls. Even the girls that volleyball isn't their number one, play a second sport. I have a couple of really great softball players on my team. They knew that being all in to volleyball from August to November was going to be a must, and they did it, and they did it.
Awesome. After that Fossil Ridge victory, could you feel a different little vibe? People knew that you guys had made the playoffs, whether it was other students you have that aren't in the program or your fellow coaches, your admin. What give me an idea of what school is like on Monday.
Well, yesterday we ended up having our district meeting, so I was not on campus. I was here in the morning, but I wasn't in the hallways and
Yeah.
whatnot. So Today, lots of kids talking about it. I know the after the game on Friday, the first time I picked up my phone, which was probably 15 minutes after the game was over, I had like 53 missed text messages just from people that had been watching it on NFHS or whatever, and then, 30 minutes after that, because that big storm came through. So a bunch of us
Right.
coaches, we waited before we left. And I had another like 60 something messages. So definitely could tell how proud people were of the girls and what they accomplished. And, you know, knowing that it's such a big deal, not just to make the playoffs, but the fact that it had been so long and how we started out in district with just the two wins in the first round and making that comeback. I think everybody was well aware of what a big deal it was and are really proud of the girls and what they've done. So I think the community is really excited.
Like you mentioned, this is your fourth year, so those girls, those seniors that have been in the program for 4 years. Obviously, every year you want to make playoffs, but I don't know. Could you sense that this with such a large senior class that 2025, if it was going to be any year, it was going to be this year?
Yes, absolutely. And we had talked about that at the beginning of the season. And it's a very fortunate thing to have a group of talented girls all in the same class like that. And I consider myself very lucky and very grateful to have them. So I mean, yeah, you could feel that they knew that if it was going to be done, it was going to have to be this year.
And then finally, just kind of quick preview here with your first round game. Argyle is one of the top teams in the state. What's the message in practice to when you face a team like that, which you're not you're not in unfamiliar territory. You have Alito twice in district, but what's the message there as well as is there a discussion about hey, this is a playoff game. It's a different atmosphere, because your girls haven't experienced that before.
Yeah, absolutely. We have talked a little bit about, the feeling going into a playoff game is completely different than a regular district game. A few of the girls have emphasized their nerves kicking in already a little bit, which I totally get. But I think they're excited. We want them to play well. We've got film. We're practicing these practices since Friday because we practiced Saturday. We practiced yesterday morning. We've got two more. We're doing what we can do to make the best plays that we can against a team that we know wins. And we know they're going to be tough, and we know they're going to be tall, and I mean, my girls are well aware of what we're facing, and we're just going to practice like we would normally practice against any team that we were facing, and try to, you know, find their weaknesses and play our very best.
Well, awesome. Well, regardless of the outcome, you have to be very happy and great accomplishments with how the season has gone. So,
Absolutely.
congratulations on all of it, Jill.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right, that's Brewer volleyball coach Jill Barkey. Again, playoffs starting Thursday and Friday with by district. Brewer, first playoff game since 1999, and they'll take on Argyle. So, thanks again, Jill, and we'll see you down the road.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.